Now we are going to continue with the concept of final accounts. So I am now going to discuss with you the cost of goods sold. So simply what we can say this is as the goods which are sold by the proprietor. Here what we can say, the proprietor or proprietor's employees or any other persons who are going to sell the goods at the cost price. So why I'm particularly saying about this cost price is, generally the goods are sold at invoice price. That means what, the goods are sold at uh, you write the you know that the selling price, which is what, cost price plus profit. For example, if the cost price is 100 and profit is rupees 20 and 100 units are sold and 100 units are sold, then what would be the thing, what would be the selling price? Selling price would be, you write that 100 into 120, okay, which is what, 12,000. So this is what we can call it as selling price, that is the cost at selling price. But I want the cost of goods sold, that means the cost price of goods sold. The cost price of goods sold, that would be called as selling price minus profit. That is, if 12,000, if we are taking 12,000 and subtracting it with 2,000, we would be getting 10,000 rupees, right? This is what cost of goods sold. I repeat, what is this 10,000 rupees value? The 100 units are sold at the cost price of rupees 100. That means, not in did after deducting the profit from the selling price, we are able to know the cost of the goods sold. So for this we are having the formula. So this is all thing, these things I am erasing. Okay, I am erasing it off totally. So I am going to explain you once again. So the cost of goods sold, I am now writing the formula, cost of goods sold. Okay, simply sales minus gross profit. Sales minus gross profit, this is one formula. Or we are having two more formulas means, whenever in trial balance, particularly in trial balance, if closing stock is provided, if closing stock is provided in trial balance, if closing stock is provided, then it is always assumed that closing stock has already being adjusted to purchases. Okay, closing stock is already adjusted. It is always assumed that the closing stock has already adjusted to purchases. Then it implies the formula for cost of goods sold will be would be opening stock plus purchases minus purchase returns minus purchase returns. And if in trial balance, if closing stock not provided in trial balance, then the cost of goods sold is opening stock plus purchases minus purchase returns minus closing stock. So this is what the main thing. So with this knowledge, we are now going to solve the first illustration from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India book, that ICAI study material. Okay, we are now going to discuss the thing. Let us see how we can solve the question. Okay, right? What happened here? So they have provided us the purchases and sales. Okay, debtors and creditors, opening stock, and closing stock is also provided. I am making star mark. Okay, other expenses and incomes, fixed assets and long-term liabilities, capital. And additional information he has provided that the creditors balance as on 1st April 2019 is 3 lakhs. We are required to calculate the cost of goods sold and amount paid to creditors during the year. Simply we can calculate the problem. Okay, first one is calculation of cost of goods sold. Calculation of cost of goods sold, which is, see, this closing stock is appearing in the trial balance. The closing stock is appearing in the trial balance. We know that this is trial balance. So as it is appearing in the trial balance, then we have to understand that it is already been adjusted to purchases. What will be the formula for cost of goods sold? Opening stock plus purchases opening stock plus purchases. What is the opening stock? Opening stock is 2 lakhs and purchases is 10 lakhs. Totally 12 lakhs. Totally 12 lakhs. Okay, this is what the cost of goods sold. And one more thing is also provided. We have to find out that what is the amount paid to creditors during the year. That means we have to find out the balancing figure as the balancing figure as bank balance as the balancing figure, for which we are going to open one creditors account. Okay, we have to open the creditors account. This is debit side, credit side, and here what amount is paid to creditors is to bank account. This is what balancing figure, this we have to find out, and to balance carried on, what it is we are going to take it from the trial balance given by balance brought down, opening balance for creditors by balance brought down. They have provided us the value of brought down balance is 3 lakhs. In the adjustment they have provided. Okay. And here by purchases. See, for calculation of the cost of goods sold, we are not going to consider the closing stock. But for purchases, the total purchases is added with the closing stock. I repeat, for purchases, given purchases plus given purchases plus closing stock. What it is, let us now see. What is the given purchases value? The given purchase value is 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees. Okay. And the closing stock value is 3 lakh rupees. Total is 13 lakh rupees. That means for purchases we have to consider the closing stock. For opening stock we have to consider for cost of goods sold, but closing stock also we are going to use, but whenever the closing stock is not yet provided in the trial balance. Okay. Okay, now we are going to add the same thing here. Purchases is 13 lakhs rupees, and here we see that we can see in the question the closing creditors amounted to rupees 4 lakhs. So we shall write down here the 4 lakhs rupees. And what will be the balancing figure? 16 lakhs minus 4 lakhs, 12 lakhs. Thirteen lakhs plus 3 lakhs is 16 lakhs. And in the same opposite side we are going to add the same balance. Okay, and minus 4 lakhs is 12 lakhs. Therefore, now we are going to add the answer that cost of goods sold is 12 lakhs and amount paid to creditors is also 12 lakhs. Okay. So this is what the first illustration. Now we are going to deal about the second. Let us now see. Okay. Now let us discuss now the second illustration. I'll be taking that photo. Okay, now let us go for taking the second illustration. Right. Let us now read the question. Okay. What is required? But let us first see that one. From the above information, prepare trading account of Mrs. ABC Traders for the year ended 31st March 2020 and pass necessary closing entries in the journal proper of Mrs. ABC Traders. So I think you might have already known about the subsidiary books, the closing entries, transfer entries, uh, adjustment entries are always passed in the 8th journal, which is what the journal proper. So in journal proper we are going to record all the adjustment entries, transfer entries, closing entries. Let us now see, first of all, before going to that we have to prepare the trading account, right? Let us now prepare. Very simple and easy to prepare the trading account. Okay, this is what the trading account. This is debit side and this is credit side. And now we are going to write the heading: trading account of Mrs. ABC Traders for the year ended 31st March 2020. 20. Okay, now let us now see. This is the pro forma which we are going to prepare here. I am now writing the heading also. For the first time we are going to write the headings, and for the latter cases no need of headings, but in examination we have to mention the headings also. This is particulars, amount, particulars, amount. Okay, now let us see. First, opening stock. To opening inventory of stock is same. To opening stock, opening stock is 1 lakh. We are having written inwards and written outwards. Written inwards we are having, and written outputs also we are having. Written inwards is nothing but sales returns. Written outwards means purchase returns. And also we are having the closing stock. Wages we are having, carriage inwards, okay. Purchases, opening stock, and closing stock is also provided. Very simple and easy to prepare. To opening stock, and here I am writing to purchases. They have provided the purchases 6,72,000 and minus purchase returns. Okay, purchase returns is what, 72,000. The outer column we are going to write 6 lakhs. Okay, by sales. Sales how much? 11 lakhs minus sales returns. How much sales returns are there? 1 lakh. So outer column 10 lakhs. Okay, now carriage inverse is also there. Wages are also there. 2 wages we are going to write, and no adjustment regarding wages. What are the adjustments we are going to discuss? Okay, carriage inverse 30,000 and 50,000. And here by closing stock. Okay, by closing stock we are going to write it here 2 lakhs. Completed 1 lakh completed, 11 lakhs completed, 50,000, 30,000, 6 lakhs 72 and 1 lakh all are written. So the difference would be the gross profit to gross profit. So in bracket we are going to write transfer to P&L account. Okay, so total order column, this is 12 lakhs. Got 12 lakhs minus 1 lakh, 11 lakhs minus 6 lakhs, 5 lakhs minus 30 minus 50, 5 lakhs minus 80, 4 lakhs 20,000. So this would be the gross profit. Okay, 1 lakh, 7 lakhs, 7 lakh 30, 7 lakh 80, 7 4 11 lakh 80, 20, 12 lakhs, correct. This is the gross profit. Okay, now we shall write down the transfer entries, sorry, I mean closing entries. Closing entries, what are the closing entries now? Closing entries is nothing but the adjustments what we have made to trading account, that are the closing entries. The first adjustment we have made is this one. Okay, purchases less purchase details. That means what we are decreasing the purchases. When we are decreasing the purchases, that it should be credited. The first entry would be written outwards account debtor to purchases. To purchases account for how much rupees? 72,000. The first the closing entry is this one. Next one is what? We are deducting the sales, so we have to debit the sales. Sales account at R2. See, if we want to decrease the credit item, we have to take it into the opposite side. That means the opposite of credit is debit. So we have to debit the sales to decrease the sales to sales returns, or we can write return inwards to sales returns account. I think this is 1 lakh rupees. So the third entry would be for what? So we have debited opening stock, purchases. We have debited opening stock, purchases, carriage, wages. To trading account, we have debited that one. So we should write that trading account debtor to opening stock, to purchases account, to carriage account, to wages account, to wages account, and I think only these four are there. Okay, opening stock 1 lakh, purchases 6 lakhs, carriages 30 and 50. And total we are going to debit to the trading account 1 lakh, 6 lakh, 7 lakhs, 80,000. And now the sales and closing stock are credited to trading account. To trading account. Okay, sales account is 10 lakhs and this is 6 lakhs. Total 16 lakhs we have credited to the trading account. And the last entry, which would be which is trading account to P&L account. Trading account to profit and loss account. The gross profit is transferred here, which would be what? 4 lakhs 80 actually. Sorry, 4 lakhs 20 I suppose. Okay, this is what the closer. These are the closing entries. Means for income statements, which are trading and profit and loss account, we are going to pass opening entries. Sorry, I think these are closing entries. We are going to pass closing entries, and for position statement we are going to pass opening entries. This is very important. We have to remember it very carefully. So that's it for this video. We shall discuss the remaining topic in next classes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you very much. Bye.